So we are looking at the American Free Enterprise System. This is chapter 3. So the first thing that we have to determine, we have to talk about for your notes, is what is a free enterprise system? This is one of those phrases that gets thrown out there a lot for the American economy. They talk about free enterprise, they talk about capitalism, and they talk about a market economy. Those are kind of the three labels that our economy gets. Now, we already talked about in chapter 2 that we are not a pure market system. What type of economic system do we have? Mixed economy, because why?
Cool.
Okay, true, but why? We have public schools. What else do we have that a market economy would not? A pure market economy. We have education. We have public schools. What else? We have healthcare that people, they have, some people say it's Obamacare, but we have, healthcare that is somewhat provided by the government. We have assistance to people that are unemployed, those that can't work for a variety of reasons. We have an assistance with that. So we are not a pure market system. Now, free enterprise is another name for capitalism. So remember when we talked about capitalism and I told you that capitalism, capital is in the word. Okay, so capitalism is talking about what? What does capitalism mean? Capital is the word. Flip back notes from chapter 2. Capitalism. Capital is in the word. What does capitalism mean? Factors of production are owned by individuals. What are factors of production again? Resources. It's the same thing. Okay? Free enterprise, capitalism, same thing. Okay? Just another phrase for it. The only other difference that I would say is that free enterprise oftentimes focuses on the whole no government intervention, that whole laissez-faire thing that we talked about in chapter 2. Free enterprise kind of focuses on that. Okay, so how does free enterprise work? Well, just like market economy, we have some key freedoms. So if you remember that in a market economy, it was pretty much everybody, every man, woman, and child for himself or herself. With a market economy, we had the freedom to make choices about where we wanted to work, where we wanted to live. We had choices about what we wanted to buy, what we wanted to make. Okay? Same thing in a free enterprise system is that we have some key freedoms. Oh, by the way, I forgot to mention. Just because of the theme, and I get tired of the same theme over and over again with slides, just because of the theme, your terms are now in bold and orange rather than bold and red, because obviously bold and red would not work on this theme. It just wouldn't be able to see the word. So I tried to make it bold and orange. Okay, so, let's see. Just like market economy, we have private property rights. We already talked about private property rights, so I didn't really explain it more than that. If we remember, private property rights is including all the potential property that you own, and means that you can go and use it as you see fit. You can go and buy and sell it as you see fit. So this includes not only, and most people think of private property as like a house, but it's also talking about your personal possessions. You can talk about your car, you can talk about your iPad, you can talk about whatever personal possessions you may have, women jewelry, those kinds of things. You have the freedom and the right to be able to buy and sell them as you wish. So that's the same. One of the new things is that we also have under a free enterprise system, we have an open opportunity. So this means that everybody has the ability to and choice to compete in the market. So you have the opportunity, you have the choice to be able to go and purchase things, you have opportunity to be able to start your own business. Now, I have even had this, you know, you guys are, I've asked you last week when we talked about the circular flow diagram, and you had entrepreneurial ideas. It doesn't have to be huge. I once had a group of students that actually had their own business that they started before my class. But they started to just mow lawns, honestly. And their uniqueness was is that they were kind of have a co-op, a group of people, a group of high school students that went around and would mow lawns. And so if you signed on with them, you were their customer, and they can't guarantee which one of their employees is going to go and mow the lawns, okay? But you will get your lawn mowed, and you will have a set price by them, okay? So everybody has the open opportunity, they have the ability, and they have the choice to be able to get involved in the market. You don't have to, but you can. And then another key freedom is the legal equality. Everyone has the same economic rights under the law. It does not matter what racial ethnicity you are. It does not matter your sexual orientation. It does not matter your gender. You have equal rights under the law as to run your own business. Now, some people try to argue that whole legal equality thing, and some people try to say that, oh, no, we don't want you here, we don't want your kind, but under the eyes of the law, everybody is golden, everybody has the same rights. So, as usual, I have a few pictures as examples. I have an open door as a representation of an open opportunity. You will notice that anytime anybody talks about opportunity, and they talk about, you know, when opportunity knocks, you got to answer. They always use that analogy, okay? You never know when an opportunity will present itself, okay? And then the equal equality says the Equality Act, making equality real. And so not only for different ethnicities, but I think this particular picture was talking about disabled people and enabling anybody who is disabled to also have the same rights. For example, to be able to be employed. They have to now have, you know, if you're physically handicapped, they have to have basically regulations within a building as far as access is concerned. All right, couple last things. You also have the freedom of a free contract. Now that does not mean that you can get a legal contract written up by a lawyer for free. That's not what we're referring to. We're referring to the fact that people choose what legal agreements to enter into. What we mean when we say free, we're talking about choice. Okay, we're talking about choice when we mean free. So they have the choice to enter into legal contracts. So you have the choice to go and, for example, sign up at Verizon or AT&T for a 3-year contract that spells out specifically what you are going to be paying for with your lovely little cell phone. Okay? You don't have to go through them. There are more options nowadays. But it is interesting because we'll talk, when we get to market structures, we'll talk about how open those choices are. You know, do they have a whole lot of differences between them? And you know, is there an advantage to one company over the other? Okay, so do you have a free contract to choose legal agreements that you want to get into? You also have the profit motive. We talked about profit a little bit before. I think I mentioned it with a market economy. That's the incentive people have to basically carry out an economic activity. So everybody is looking for some sort of profit. And I mentioned this before, I think in chapter 2, when I was saying that if I go to Best Buy and go buy a new TV, okay, obviously Best Buy gets my money, and they'll be making a profit off of that TV, but at the same point in time, I will also be making a profit because I will also get the TV. Obviously, I value the TV more than my money, and they value my money more than the TV. So every everybody is looking to try and make a profit. Now, what that profit actually includes depends upon your individual situation. So, if we're talking about the profit for a business, keep in mind that the profit is going to be the money made from sales, also called revenue. So, money made from sales minus the cost to make a product. That's going to be your profit. We'll do some other demonstrations, activities in class later where we're actually going to calculate your profit or something. But keep in mind, and those of you that are in accounting, you know this, is that profit, you have to take into account not only your revenue, what you generate from selling your product, but also you have to take into account how much it costs you to make your product. So you cannot just say, oh yeah, I sold for example, I sold my kids' clothes at a consignment sale and I made 120 bucks. Awesome. Well, how much did it cost me to be able to purchase them? How much did it cost me to be able to buy the supplies to be able to put them up for sale? Okay? Those all go into determining my profit. All right, and business owners can choose to start a new business and how they will use their resources. Yes, it says resources on the bottom. I'm sorry, I cut it off. So business owners can choose to start their own businesses and how they will use their resources. So they may choose, for example, that they want to start a business and they are going to do all part-time employees. They may choose that they want to spend some money on investing in their employees. For example, anybody ever tried to work at Starbucks? Apply for a job at Starbucks? I'm telling you right now, Starbucks has a good deal going for their employees. Okay? If you're ever looking for a job, particularly in college, Starbucks, it's a good deal. Because guess what? They will offer health insurance, health benefits to their part-time employees. That is like unheard of. Okay? They also, I just read recently, they will also go and I believe offer money to like continuing education. So if you were going to go and, like, for example, take college classes, or you don't want to be a barista the rest of your life, okay, they will actually encourage you to do that. Awesome! Okay? They choose how to use their resources. They choose to use some of their profits to be able to put back into their employees. They realize that you're probably not going to be a barista the rest of your life, and they want to encourage you along your path. Awesome company to work for. Just a little plug, just saying. By the way, I know from not personal experience, but my sister was a barista for a while. Okay, so I did have this little picture. It says music business contracts. Get your agreements in writing. You hear about all the time about all these musicians that had this understanding of how it was going to work with their record label, and then it never works out that way. Okay, pre-contract. Okay, you can choose what legal agreements you entered into. However, at the same point in time, get it in writing. Okay, because just that handshake is not enough. What else? Profit motive. Oh, I like this. Business model. It says question mark for your first thing. Second thing is profit, and there is no number 3. Your business model is to make a profit. Whatever you're doing, you're trying to make a profit. What else? Oh, I also have this one. This one's kind of cute. It's a little cartoon, and I know it's hard to read up on the screen. It says, by Jove, I think I found a cure for cancer. This is research scientist. And the other guy says, and cut off our funding? The hell you have. Research scientists, okay, they are getting funding to find, obviously, cures for cancer such as this. And even if they find it, then that means, oh, great, no more funding, no more money. All right, here is what we're going to be doing next.